Hi everyone. Today we will start the material of the grade 8. So, as you know, we will start by the some reviews of grade 7 from grade 7. Like we will start by integers. What we mean by integers? So normally we should know that the integers we have a negative numbers and we have a positive numbers. Normally, we have this axis when we are moving to the right. So we are going to we are in ascending order. And when we are to the right, to the left of the origin, to 0, we are talking about negative integers. Okay, and negative numbers like -1, -2, -3, and so on. So if they ask us to plot the following points on a number line, the number line is this axis, this horizontal black line, okay, with the origin O, with an affix 0, okay? So normally, if we want to plot these points with 3, 6, 7, 8, it is easy to put here a point, 3, 6, and 7 and 8 using step size equal step size. Okay, same as for the second one. The second exercise, they ask us to plot the numbers 5 and the 10 on a number line. So we put the 5 and we put the 10. When they ask us to put the statement, to write the statement using smaller than. So normally, if we want to put this one, so we should put the small number here, if we compare for comparison, and the greater one is here. So normally, when we put on the number line, we put 5 and 10. We have 10 to the right, and 5 is on the left of 10. So normally on the left is the smallest, and the right is the greatest. So normally 5 is smaller strictly than 10. If we want to use the inequality sign greater than, so normally greater, we put here the greater number and here the smaller one. So normally the smallest one. So normally we have a 10 is greater than a 5. Write two whole numbers between 5 and 10. Normally here we have a 5, we have whole numbers as integer, we have a 6, we have a 7, we have a 8, we have a 9, and so on. But they ask us to write only two. Write three other numbers between 5 and 10. We have a 8, we have a 9, we have a 10, for example, and so on. So moving on to the next exercise, represent the following operation on a number line and hence find the answer. So we seek to find the answer of this operation 2 plus 4. So we have a 2 here, plus 4. So we want to add four numbers or 4 steps to find us on the number 6. So the answer is 6. 3 plus 5. So we will start with a 3, with 5, with to add 5. So we go in the positive direction, 5 steps to obtain 8. -2, we go back to the left to step to obtain a 6. So also the correct answer is 6. 2 by 5 by 7 -3. So we use the priority. The priority is here for the multiplication. 14 minus 3 is 11. Write the opposite of the following statement, withdrawing deposit. A loss, a gain. an increase, a decrease, a rise, a fall. So it is very easy to remember also the following one. State the combined effect of the following. A deposit of $6, so a deposit is equivalent to minus 6. By a withdrawal of 7, so we add a 7. Okay? A deposit of 6, so it is equivalent to minus 6, followed by withdrawal of 3, so plus 3, and so on. Moving on to the next exercise. If east is the positive direction, write directed numbers for a journey. 7 kilometer west. West is the opposite of east, so normally it is a minus 7 because we are on the negative direction. 6 kilometer east, so with the plus 6 because we are adopting the positive direction. 8 kilometer east, then 4 kilometer west, so normally it is a plus 8 minus 4, and so on. Plot the following whole number on the number line, then write them in ascending order. What we mean by ascending order? So we want to compare them and to write them from the smallest to the biggest or to the greatest. So normally when we remark that all the list of the numbers here are all negative. So when dealing with negative numbers, if the positive more the numerical part is big, more the number is small. So normally we have here minus 8, minus 9, have the biggest numerical part is 9, but because we have a negative number, okay, with this sign, with the negative sign, minus 9, so minus 9 is the smallest one. Then we move to the minus 8, then minus 6 is greater than the previous minus 8 and minus 9, then minus 5, and finally minus 4. But if we have negative numbers, so we compare the negative numbers alone, like, and we can put them in ascending order. Then we have the origin 0, then we compare the positive one. So we start with minus 8 because this is the smallest, then minus 7, moving on to the minus 2, then the origin 0, and finally 4 because it's positive, so it is the greatest number within this list. Plot the following numbers on the number line, then write them in ascending order. So as we say before, that ascending order is to rewrite the numbers from the smallest to the greatest. So normally here we have a mixed number, 1.5, so it is 1.5, 2.25, so it is 2.25, 0, 1, minus 1 over 2. Normally, as we said before, that when we compare different numbers, positive, negative, so to put them in ascending order, we start with to compare the negative numbers. We have only one, so we start with minus 1 over 2 and the smallest one, and we move on to the origin because it is 0, and then we compare the positive numbers. With the positive number, if with the we choose the number with the smallest numerical part and the smallest one. So we have a 1, we have a 1.5, we have a 2.25. So normally we start by 1, and then by 1.5. So it is 1.5, and then finally 2.25. So it is very easy to deal with these numbers. Using number line to help you insert these inequality sign greater, strictly, or smaller, strictly to make the following statement true. Normally, we should know that we have the same sign we deal differently. We use the same sign differently when comparing positive integer or negative integers. For positive integer, we have the plus with the large number with a large part, the numerical part is greater than plus the small number. But with negative integer, we have a minus small number is greater than the number with the larger number. With different signs, so we know with different signs, we know that always, the positive integer is greater than the negative one. So we should know that ascending order is to arrange numbers from the smallest to the largest. In other way, we can say that the descending order is arranging number from the largest to the smallest. So it is very easy to simplify also the following using a number line. And we should know that we can plot in the plane. We plot the following points on the number plane. So we are working in two-dimensional space. Two-dimensional space. We have, instead of using one axis and one number line in 1D, one-dimensional space, we use two different axes orthogonal to each other to plot and to locate any point in two-dimensional space. So normally we need, for each point in one-dimensional space, we need one affix, but instead in two-dimensional space, we need a coordinate for each point. What we mean by coordinate, we mean an abscissa and the ordinate. So normally abscissa is represented by the x-axis, the value of the x-axis, and the ordinate is the y-axis, or in the y-axis normally. So to put A, so we need to find 2 on the x-axis, okay? And we go to 4 perpendicularly or vertically. We go a 4 plus 4, so we go in the positive direction, which is from to the top, okay? From the bottom to the top 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 to put on to locate our point. And similarly, we locate and we plot the other points on the number plane. Okay, so it is very easy also to investigate and to assess your skills using this diagram and this path for polarized two shapes. Okay, so it is very easy to assess your reading skills and about traveling and about using distances. Thank you for listening. These are our idea and our review for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.